Where does macos store file association information? I know there is a system preferences pane to manually modify the file associations in Mac OS X Leopard. However, I'm curious, where does Leopard actually store these information? I'm not interested in methods to change them. I want to know the configuration file or database, like registry in Windows, where those mappings are stored.
Sorry, this question is old, but the answer is really wrong. As Toolbear mentioned, Doug Harris' answer is only partially correct. The launch services database file, which is where all of the information for all known applications and the types of documents they can handle is stored, is located in the following location. lion/private/var/folders/caches/com.apple.launchservices034501.cs store. Snow Leopard /private/var/folders/caches/com.apple.launchservices025501.cs store. Leopard /library/caches/com.apple.launchservices023501.cs store. The /private/var/folders/folder is where the secure caches and temporary folders for each user are stored. The S in the path, shown above, will be something like /dale/dlxwts5wh9sboxda+t/ or another obscure character sequence to prevent guessing. Note that the name, com.apple.launchservices025501.cs store, is composed of the user ID, mine is 501, appended to the 025 suffix, which is unique to Snow Leopard. In each version of OS X, Apple tends to change the distinguishing suffix used to prevent compatibility problems between different versions of OS X. You'll notice that Leopard used 023. Lion is using the 034 suffix.
OS X uses a default system. Here's a nice article with lots of examples. The files are stored under /library/preferences, but it's best to manipulate with the defaults command rather than editing the plists directly. File associations are stored under the com.apple.launchservices domain. From the link above, you can see the list with this command. Far more information about launch services specifically can be found in Apple's Launch Services Programming Guide.
Doug Harris' answer is only partially correct. The default system stores your local additions or overrides to the file associations. However, OS X comes with some default, system-wide associations. If you run /register dump, you'll see what launch services calls core types and the associations provided by applications it finds. I haven't exhaustively scanned the output. There may be other sources indicated in that dump, but a large number of these types come from /system/library/coreservices/coretypes.bundle. There may be a plaintext or plist file in there where the types are enumerated. The associations I believe come from scanning the contents of app and known application locations. Here's where Launch Services understands TextStrangler is an editor to numerous file types.
Easy peasy. It's just that it isn't in the most obvious place.
Right-click on the file you want to change the association for and select Get Info, or just select and hit Command+I.
Go down to Opens with, you may need to click the arrow next to it to expand it, and select another program from the drop-down box.
Click the Change All
button to change this file association for all files of the same extension on your system.
You could also go out and install Default App Prefpaint to modify all file associations in one place.
If you want to support the channel, please